What is up, my dudes and dudettes? It has been a while, but we are still here and we're hanging out by our tires. These are our new Falken Wildpeak AT4Ws that we put on this van, mounted on these rims, which we'll not tell you the brand because we are a little pissed off at them lately. We'll tell you why in a future video. I have about 1 minute before this storm comes through, so we're going to cover this quickly. Now, when I put on these tires, we had one problem. The slider door actually hits them because they stick out so far. Fortunately for us, our friends at Terrawagen experienced the same problem and have come up with a great solution. The Terrawagen track slider wedge, I guess you call it. This basically bumps out the track away from the vehicle, giving you a little bit more space between your tire and your slider door. Now, there are simpler solutions for the non-powered door, which is just a spacer that goes behind the bracket that attaches to the door. But since we have the powered track slider, this is the only solution that will work for our van. We're going to show you how we installed it and get out of the rain. Follow along. We're going to take you on a journey through time and space. It's been a while since I've done one of these. All right, see you later.
Step number one is to open the door halfway and support it. I used the Harbor Freight jack that I bought for the suspension install, continuing to justify the purchase to my wife. See, Colleen, I told you I would use it more than once. The next step for me was to be very, very frustrated. It's not documented in the Terrawagen instructions on what to do if you have a power sliding door like us. I thought for sure I had to remove this plastic end cap for some reason, which seemed impossible. I tried almost every small flathead screwdriver or pry device I could find in my garage before I took a step back to reevaluate. And so, friends, let's pause here for a Moonraker Minute.
Today's lesson is a lesson to lessen the stressin'. If things aren't going your way on your van, or you feel a particular project is going sideways, there's a high probability that bad things are going to happen. Because when you're wrenching and you start questioning your life, your tools, or even maybe physics itself, it's time to walk away. Grab some fresh air, pet a dog, eat an ice cream sandwich, and run some diagnostics on your emotions there, my chiefs and chiefettes. Because the harder you push, your van will push back harder. And it's better to delay than have your neighbors and family listen to you cuss all day.
We hope you enjoyed this Moonraker Minute. And that was it. Removing this torque screw, which I now know is the rear belt tensioner, with a T25 Torx bit, removed the tension and the end cap slipped out like it was never there to begin with. And once the rear tension is removed, you can easily remove the front tension, which is a captive bracket at the front of the track. I had to slide the door forward just a tiny bit to get enough slack to uncaptivate it. I just let it dangle gently for the rest of the install. Then, using an impact driver, a T30 Torx bit, and a 6-inch extender, I removed the front track screw. Terrawagen says to use this tool specifically since the screw is normally Loctite from the factory, but since my van was built during the pandemic, there wasn't any Loctite and the screw came out as fast as a champagne cork at the F1 podium. Next, you get to play a little bit of Operation. You know the game with the organs and the buzzard? Do you know that guy has a name? Cavity Sam. Well, in this game, you get to take a 10mm socket and snake the nuts out of Cavity Van instead. 7 times. You get to hold your breath and hope you don't drop one of those 7 nuts into that Cavity Van. Not so funny story, I did drop one. Oh no. I dropped it. And it was a pain to get out. What ended up saving the day? Magnets. How do they work? Anyways, thanks Mercedes for having nuts of steel.
So, here's my dad, my lovely assistant.
Step number 6, you'll want to grab a friend, or in my case, a father, and with the 7 bolts removed, you'll need to pull the door in the track slightly away from the van and slide the track out the front. Again, another game of operation here as you try to keep the studs on the track from Edward scissor-handing your van's paint. Steady, steady, and we got it out.
Yay!
For the step after 6, 7, hope my nieces and nephews appreciate that one, you'll want to clean up behind the track really good using something like isopropyl alcohol.
Yep. So looking at the instructions here, no changes to number 1 and 2. This is starting from the front of the track. Number 3 gets 12 millimeters removed. Number 4 gets 10. And number 5 gets 5 millimeters removed. Okay, and then numbers 6 and 7, no cut required to those.
To mark these bad boys, I use none other than, well, a marker. Mark my words, a marker marks things. And before you internet trolls call out my measurements aren't on the money, they're accurate enough to work and loose enough to annoy you. Then I took Remy the Dremmy and sliced those studs like they owed us money. That's right, my Dremel has a name and a personality, mostly because tools work better when they're emotionally supported. Now Remy, bless her heart, leaves a bit of a rough edge, so I bring in Fernando the File, yes, named after the ABBA song, to knock those edges down, and Emery, the emery cloth to really finish it off. Then with the studs cut and filed, you can add the included couplers in their associated order. The fine folks at TW mark these with a paint pen so there's no second guessing that lineup. Now you do want to make sure that they are down low enough that they are sitting sub-flush of the track wedge. You want the rubber track wedge to press up against your van and not these couplers, as they can damage and dent the metal faster than a shopping cart at the good old Costco parking lot if they are sitting proud. Once you verify that this is the case, you can add some red Loctite to the couplers for some extra insurance that they will stay attached. Then you can slap back on that wedge and slippity slide that sucker back in place. Once again, taking care not to let the stud scratch your paint. Same as before, it's super helpful if you have a friend or parent to help you out sliding from the front while you line up the track with the slider rollers. When it's all slid in, you'll line up the studs with the holes and push it into place. Then you can replay operation and re-tighten those 7 nuts on these new studs. Terrawagen says there's no need to over-tighten these screws. 10 foot-pounds is plenty. We dabbed a bit of blue Loctite on each as a safety measure to never have to think about these damn nuts again. Set it and forget it, baby. This is a one and done situation, not a check back in 3 months kind of deal. We're ghosting these nuts. Out of sight, out of mind, gone like yesterday's problems. We're never coming back here. Not next week, not next month, not next year. These nuts are dead to us. We've moved on. We're in a new chapter, a new era, a post-nut tightening phase of our lives. We're not thinking about them. We're not dreaming about them. We're not waking up in a cold sweat wondering if they're still tight. They are tight. They are staying tight, and we are staying far, far away. This is goodbye. This is farewell. This is so long, suckers. We're done, finished, finito, over and out. Case closed, book shut, mic drop. We've left the building, Elvis style, and we're never looking back. All right, my friends, that wraps up another video in the Adventure Van Build series. I am sorry that I'm coming at you all Blair Witch Project in the middle of the night outside the front of my house. But this is literally the only time that I can film these videos anymore, and I didn't want to wake up anyone inside. Overall, this project is definitely DIY beginner friendly. It is not too difficult except for those nuts and keeping them from dropping inside your wall cavity. I would suggest that you do this before you put up any walls or insulation, just so that you can get those out if you do so. Overall, this project costs about $200 for the track wedge. Like I said, there are cheaper options if you don't have the automatic door like I do, but this is the only one that works for the automatic door, so you gotta go this route. This project is definitely easy, especially if you have a helper like my father. He's available for rent, but you don't want to know how much he costs if it is not family discount. But grab a friend and you can knock this out in 2 hours, no problem. We hope you like what we are doing, and we are sorry that we are not posting these videos as frequently anymore. We have so much backlog footage. This video was filmed probably almost a year ago now, and I'm just wrapping this one up. We have a bunch of other stuff that we filmed that we're going to try to get to eventually, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for everyone's patience. If you like what we are doing, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help us out. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop those down in the comment section below. I'm trying to respond to each and every one of you. And on your way down there, you know what to do. Slap that subscribe button. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Terrawagen also experienced this problem, so they've come up with a salute rim. I will not say who makes this rim because we're a little pissed off at them.